Hello, this is Francis from McCaffrey Crafts, and just kind of taking the scenic route home. I can walk along the river. Here's the River Lown, and up there you have the Iron Bridge. So it's actually quite a nice walk here in Killorglin, and I thought I'd bring you guys for one of these little walks with me. And what we talk about? Let me think of something. Okay, why do I make blackthorn? It may seem like a simple question with a simple answer. Oh, you're just doing it for the money. But in reality, it's actually not that at all. If I wanted to make like a lot of money, there's plenty of other ways to do it. I had a career before blackthorn. I have a degree in business from UCD, which is regarded as the best business university in Ireland, and I worked as a recruiter and also training and marketing and sales. Was kind of the kind of things that I all kind of combined together. And why do I make blackthorn? Why did I start it? So I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of insight into it. One reason, of course, is the family tradition and the heritage side of things as well. Like, my name is Francis, and I'm Francis the Fifth. My dad was called Francis. My granddad was called Francis. My great grandfather was called Francis, and my great grandfather was called Francis. My son is also called Francis. So this might seem a bit unusual to different nationalities, but in Ireland you can have these kind of family lineages that go on for hundreds of years, where you just are like but the thing is, if my son doesn't want to continue it, it's fine. There's no pressure on him. Like, it's not a big deal. So my dad's a carpenter by trade. He's worked with wood all of his life. He's always had an interest in woodwork and everything. That was his main job. And then when in his free time, on his days off and things, my dad would actually enjoy like making things in his shed, and he spent an awful lot of time in the shed. So as a child, I was like always wondering what my dad was doing in the shed, because I was wondering why he won't play with us as kids or anything. But he just kind of needed that space to go into his shed and to unwind after a long day of work. And it's one thing you kind of don't understand until you become a dad yourself. Like, when you do a real hard day's work, where you're physically drained, you're mentally drained, you're almost at breaking point, and then you come home to your family, you do need just a little bit of space to put yourself in the right mentality to play and to engage with everyone, and to listen, and to be pleasant and happy as well. And that was something that I understood when I became a parent. And when my kids were very young, as most dads will testify, it can be both stressful on a relationship. It can be very stressful for both parents, not the mom as well as the dad. And what I found was that I knew my dad had been involved in making blackthorn, and my granddad as well. And I initially took it up as a hobby. I just needed something to clear my mind, to get me to focus again. Like, I had work pressures, there was money pressures, the 2008 financial crisis was happening. Everyone was scared in Ireland at that time, because Ireland was going broke. There was talk that if you went to the bank to withdraw your money, they didn't have it because the banks were going. And combined with money pressures, family pressures, just everything was getting to me. And I found some great solitude in going to my shed and picking up some wood and making something and crafting things. And I didn't have any formal training on woodwork or anything like that, but there was just something really calming and peaceful about just getting away from it all, getting away from something and doing something manual. Like, I wanted to, when you're annoyed, or when you're not happy, or when you're something, sometimes you just have all of this energy inside you and you just want to burn it off. Like, some guys will self-medicate with alcohol, some guys will get into fights and stuff. But for me, I just kind of took all that energy out on wood, and it's something that kind of led me in the path to being a blackthorn shillelagh maker and a stick maker, because it's like, it's kind of difficult to explain, but I guess most of you viewers would be guys. Most of you have had families and raised families and things before, and even it's good advice to the younger guys as well. When you get to that stage where you're in a serious relationship, you're married, you have kids and different things like that, and then you have the pressure of taking care of everyone, and you just have to have this kind of mental fortitude. But it's easy to say to be mentally strong. In reality, it doesn't work like that. There's things that piss you off, there's things that break you, the things that make you sad and stuff. Some guys I know, strongest guys in the world, you put on a sad movie for them and they're going to cry. It's a difficult thing. So I kind of got into blackthorn as a form of, I suppose, self therapy for myself, to calm me down as well. My mind was always racing. It was always on. I was setting up so many different things. I was setting up an art gallery, and then I was setting up a comedy club. Then I was my marketing company, and then I just needed something to kind of settle me down and to ground me. And then I kind of I was always aware of blackthorn from my granddad, from my dad, and I'd go out and help my dad cutting some blackthorn from time to time, and over a space of a few years, I'd have a few blackthorn kind of collected and stuff, and had them kind of seasoning in my shed, and then I just started working on them, and I never realized how much it helped me, as a person and mentally as well, that to be able to work and do something, to get away from everything and do something. It was just the whole, it was I don't know, maybe there's something in it. Maybe I need to set up some retreats for guys who want to work with wood and different things as well. So that's kind of how my journey kind of started in blackthorn, and how I kind of got into it through the fodder, through just wanting to have my own space, to having my own things. And I was happy enough in that, and usually it was the blackthorn would be something I did. I went to the markets, I went to the craft fairs. I still had a full-time marketing job at the time, and I was kind of doing that as well. And I was always working within Irish crafts, and I was doing a lot of marketing and being very successful for an Irish crafts company. And I've kind of I always kind of wanted to have my own business. I had my own marketing company for a few years as well, until the situation in Ireland kind of didn't help, when companies axed their marketing budgets and didn't want to do anything anymore, and they were hiring students to do the jobs that they were hiring me to do before, on student experience and things like that. I was doing it for a while, and doing the craft fairs, and getting my name out there, and different things. And then we'll stop here for a second. And then it came to I started to be known, and I started to get people who were spreading me about me from word of mouth. And then there was this blog in particular, Saltwater New England. Muffy Aldrich, she's changed the name now in it a few times, and she's updated the article over the years. But back in, I think it was 2011, or maybe it was in 2012, and I've been doing blackthorn for a few years. She decided to write an article about me, blackthorn. She did an interview with me, and she was very, very encouraging. She was always supportive of small businesses, and she was always trying to look for kind of new craftspeople and for things to do. And I found it here. We'll just kind of walk down here a bit closer to the water. Be careful my footing. Here's where we found a load of old bottles, if anyone's curious. But I've gone up and down here loads of times. There's nothing left if you're coming out. There's plenty of bottles that used to be thrown here, the older ones. And so she kind of promoted me on the on her blog, and then a US senator's wife started to buy, and she was a very, very vocal advocate of Irish crafts and my crafts. And it was very kind of organic in nature, that of how you kind of grow these things, and it was like word of mouth. And what I found is that every year it was getting better and growing, because like if one person bought it, they told 5 or 6 people, and then the next year they bought it, and then their cousins bought it, and then there was a guy who always knew, who was fit and healthy, but then he took a turn in his health, and his older brother or uncle had a Irish McCaffrey's blackthorn, and then he said, okay, I should get one as well. So it's kind of like a nice little kind of slow burner and growing. And then it got to the stage where I could focus on it full time and make it my profession. And it was something that I really enjoyed and stuff. And I know I kind of give out every now and again the cutting season, because it's quite physically demanding as well. But I do enjoy working with wood. And that the kind of the main kind of gist of this thing as well is that as guys, just find something that kind of centers you if you need it. Find some space for yourself that kind of goes, and don't turn to something silly like drink or fighting or drugs or anything to kind of self-medicate. Like you can be productive in your therapy as well. Do something like, whether you're into exercise, do that. If you don't like exercise, go for a walk. If you don't do that, do painting. If you don't do that, try making something. If you don't do that, learn the guitar. Everyone has these midlife crises where they get their leather jacket and their motorbike, isn't it? That's the stereotype as well. But the thing is, there's not enough kind of talk or focus on guys' mental health and what they kind of need to do to kind of keep themselves. Everyone grew up in the philosophy they wanted to be strong for their family. If they were hurting, like emotionally, they're not going to tell anyone. They're going to go to hell with that. They'll get into a fight, or they'll drink a bit, and they'll feel better then for a while. But I just can't recommend it enough. Like learning a craft, getting involved in something. Like for everyone's a bit different. Like for me, I can be a bit of a loner. I don't really like to be around a lot of people, despite what you kind of might think of me as well. I like kind of do my own thing, and I kind of just took solitude and just doing things on my own, and just being in the shed and working with wood and going out and finding things. And I find that a bit more kind of peaceful for myself. And that's just some advice. And I might do, like, every now and again, some advice and philosophy, throw a bit of that into the channel, just like what I think and what I learned. And the purpose of it is just to kind of give you guys like some food for thought, maybe start some kind of discussion or something as well. And we'll try to put some positivity into this community, because communities can be a bit weird. Like they can be a bit toxic with people giving out about different things. But I think we kind of like being Irish, and when you visit Ireland, Irish people, they're funny, they're outgoing, they're talkative, they're opinionated. And if we can do something more as well, because I know a lot of people that watch my channel, some of them are going through medical treatments. There's a guy, of course, who was going through some chemotherapy and different things, and it's always good to kind of throw a bit more than just here's a stick, buy it. And I like to tell a bit about me, and maybe I'll give more about my mindset and the kind of way I think, and some advice as well. All right, I better get on home. The kids be hungry. All right, talk to you later, guys. Bye.